it going today, Jera? I'm Jera Sky if you're new here. Don't forget to take a look around and give my channel a subscribe before you leave. Today we are going to be talking about how a minimalist budgets. Okay, when we start thinking about budgets, don't get yourself all caught up in making this a negative thing. Think of it as, this is the money I get to spend every month, instead of, this is all the money I have to spend every month. Putting that positive spin on it will help so much, and you won't feel so bad about being on a budget. The first thing you need to do, like I said before, is you need to track all of your spending. You have to track your spending. It's the only way to know what you're doing, what's going on, what's happening right now. Are you overspending money? Are you spending too much money? What's going on? Do you have money? Do you not have money? Maybe you do have money. Who knows? We don't know. You got to figure that out. Write down every single little thing that you make. Write down every single little thing that you spend your money on, and you'll put that in a spreadsheet. And in the spreadsheet, you'll do some Googling, and you'll look up how to get the column to add itself, and boom, it'll add it for you all the time. So it's not like you have to do any math. It'll do it for you, and it'll do all the work, and you categorize what this is. Is it clothes? Is it for your house? Is it for your business? Is it for your job? Is it for like clothing or wardrobe? This will also make it easier once you get to tax time, because everything you've spent all year is all broken down for you already. You already did half your taxes. This way too, after you have written everything down, now you can actually see, because it has a label on it too, you can visually see what you have been spending your money on or overspending your money on. This makes it easy to be like, okay, I've spent this much money on this item, I've spent way too much money on clothes, you know, I need to take that down a notch. And then you can make that change because you know what your habit already is, instead of just being like, I think I spent too much money on this. When you break it down, you might actually be like, oh my God, I spend way more at Starbucks than I thought I did. I always say Starbucks because people have very unhealthy addiction to Starbucks. And then if you would like to start cutting that down even more and more, things you need to think about are, do I need a TV? Do I need to pay for that cable subscription? Or should I just pay for a Netflix subscription or just Amazon Prime? And that will save you a lot of money over paying for cable every month. Do I have to pay for Wi-Fi? Can I go without it for a couple months? Can I just use public Wi-Fi out and around? The library has free internet. Starbucks has free internet. Lots of places have free internet now. You just gotta go and use it. So if you're really trying to scrimp and save, like that is a way to get rid of that, like maybe $50 bill you have every month, maybe more, maybe less. That's an easy one to get some extra cash in your bank account. Another thing you need to be thinking of is paying off your debts if you do have debts. If you have that amount of money in your savings account, you need to pay that off, because if you don't, it'll just keep growing, trust me. Been there, gone down that road. When we moved to California, I had $4,000 in my bank account, in my savings. Now my bank account, I still have a little bit more money, but not really. And I had $4,000 in debt, and guess what I did? I didn't pay it off. And then guess what happened like 7 years later? I went bankrupt, and it was awful, and it was stressful, and I spent years stressing when I had the golden ticket right in my bank account. So don't do that to yourself if you don't have to, because it wasn't fun. It was not fun at all. And I would also say, even when I went bankrupt, I had spent all the money that I had racked up paying towards it, but it only covered interest, and not even covered interest, and it just went, interest rates just like blew the amount I owed just out of the water. And then guess what? Now my credit like took such a hit, and I can't apply for travel credit cards. There is actually a way to hack around that and do stuff if you're more interested in, like, if you do have bad credit and stuff going on, go check out Brandon's channel, because he does all the credit repair, do-it-yourself credit repair help, and all about your credit and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go into that here. So if you do have the money to pay off your debts right now, do it. Guess what you are buying yourself? You are buying yourself freedom. And I know you think, but what about like those emergencies? What about those emergencies? Well, then that is when you use a credit card. You use the credit card for emergencies. You don't use cash for emergencies. Use a credit card for emergencies. But you don't understand what it's like to have that freedom again. If you ever thought, well, like right now, if you're in debt and you think of like, oh, how much things were easier when you were a teenager, that's why. You didn't have debt, you were free, you were living the dream. So buy yourself that dream if you can afford to. Buy that back. Don't have the money to pay off your debts. Look into consolidating loans and go to Brandon's channel. He has information about all that. Go to Brandon's channel. I'll put a link to it below. And then after you know what you are spending every month, you know how much you're making, you're gonna write a list of everything that you absolutely, your bare minimum needs. These are your needs for your month. Maybe your internet is your need because you run a business online. That's fine. That's one of your needs to survive. What are the needs you have that are to survive? So that way you can see what is your base, what is the lowest amount of money you can make and still survive. You need to know that because that's the only way you're going to get ahead is if you know what that number is, you know if you can hit that number, and you know if you make more than that, savings, trips, adventure, educating yourself, growing, changing, learning, becoming the person you want to be, living the life you want to live. That's that freedom for you. You're buying that freedom. So you gotta know these things. These are things they don't teach you in school that you need to know. You need to know what does it cost to you to live wherever it is that you want to live. Also means there has to be a little bit of buffer in there. There has to be some play money in there because you can't go months and months and months and months without like play. As in, maybe play for you is at least going out with your friends once a month or something like that, or going to the movies, or taking yourself somewhere that costs some money, some sort of play, some room that gives you some play. So that that is one of your needs, because if you cut that out entirely too, you're not gonna be able to stick to the budget, because nobody can live being unhappy and just only paying to survive. Especially, I mean, people do live like that, but it's not fun, right? And then if you do take away that money for that playtime, that happy time, that little bit of stuff, you are also going to feel like you're punishing yourself, and we want this to be positive, not negative, right? So that way you stick to it. Another thing you're going to want to do once you figured out what you're spending, how much you need to spend, how much money you make, what's going on, what is your goal? Like, what is the point of the money? Because money can either be a terrible thing that like drives your life and makes you so miserable, or it could be a tool for your absolute happiness, in that money is a tool. We need to think of it as this. It's not a need, it's a tool. Something that we use. It doesn't use us. So you need to set a goal. What is your budget for? What is the end goal? What is your base income? How much money do you spend every month? Are you spending too much? Are you overspending? Are you actually racking up debt every month? This goal is going to help you with all those questions. You need to answer all those questions for yourself. If you are having trouble with money or budgeting, I'm going to do another video about how to save money, but it's not gonna be in this video because it'll just be too long, because that one I have a crap ton of notes for. And last but not least, I would say, just remember this. At any point in time, you can change this. This budget doesn't have to be the thing you stick to forever. I would say give it at least a month before you start making changes to make sure that you're giving it enough time to see if it works or not. But if after a month you're like, you know what, this doesn't work, I need a little bit more money here, or I need this, tweak it. Make it. That's the great thing about this. You're in control. You get to decide what all happens. You get to decide if you want to work more. You get to decide, hey, maybe I just need a bit of a break. I'm not going to work as much, so I'm going to tweak this. It's all up to you. You are in control of your life, control of your budget. You're in control. You just have to believe it. Okay guys, hopefully this video helped you understand how a minimalist budgets. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to put some comments in the comment section below if you still have questions or anything like that. Don't forget to check out Brandon's channel if you do have bad credit and need help in that area of your life, because his videos are very helpful, very informative, and he really can help you change your life too if you're struggling in that area. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. All right guys, I'm Jera, and I gotta go.